October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site.
Run that by me one more time. Hi, shout out to all of our new subscribers and members that have joined the channel. My name is Reese Waters and I'm troubled. I do want to give a shout out to Adam Mockler as well as Miss Ra, who put me on to this video, which was posted by Led by Donkeys. I'll put a link to their video in the description of this video. In the description, they say, last night we visited Tesla's European headquarters in Amsterdam to tell the story of how one of the world's richest people bought the digital town square, then used it to peddle disinformation and help push Donald Trump to victory. There are many reasons why Trump won the US election, but the use of vast oligarchic wealth like Elon Musk's to change our media environment is a key part of the story. Trump's victory could add 4 billion tons of CO2 to US emissions by 2030. Despite owning an electric car company, Musk is now a dangerous impediment to climate action. Now, I have spoke on Elon Musk a number of times on this particular platform. Most recently, his attempts at canvassing in Michigan, having people in the back of a van with no seatbelts. And prior to that, the curiosity of so many expats from apartheid South Africa being so visible and critical to the right wing's efforts at eroding our democracy. So I, for one, was not going to miss this.
This is the story of how the world's richest person, the owner of Tesla and X, bought the global town square, then corrupted it before using his immense wealth to help elect a convicted felon. April 14, 2022. Elon Musk makes an unsolicited offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He claims the site has become politically skewed and says, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral.
Did you guys think that Twitter was politically skewed before Elon Musk took it over? You know, one of the things that we always say is every accusation is an admission when it comes to the MAGA movement, but I don't recall having any particular leaning from Twitter itself prior to Elon Musk taking over, and then he took over and it immediately became unusable. Like the kind of neighborhood you would never allow your kids in unsupervised. That is how decrepit X has become.
October 27th, the deal goes through. The next evening, a far-right conspiracy theorist breaks into the San Francisco home of Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, intending to kidnap her. Pelosi is away, but the man attacks her husband Paul, hitting him repeatedly on the head with a hammer. Paul Pelosi escapes with his life, but requires surgery for a fractured skull. While most people take the chance to decry political violence, the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, posts a tweet sharing an entirely false claim that Paul Pelosi was in fact injured in a drunken fight with a male prostitute with whom he was involved. Musk includes a link to a false claim on a website that has a history of publishing conspiracy theories, including a story asserting that Hillary Clinton is dead and has been replaced by a body double. Musk's post is retweeted 24,000 times before he deletes it.
You know what's so crazy about this is I have responded a number of times about disinformation that Elon Musk has either posted or elevated, or both, as he loves to elevate his own posts. And I've never even mentioned this. I'm old enough to remember when, if your hands were on pushing a story that false and that inflammatory about folks that powerful, your career in public life would be over. Not only was his career not over, that's something that somebody who posts about his actions on a regular basis has not even seen fit to bring up, because there's been so many other things that have happened since then that have been just as, if not more, problematic. That's where we're at.
November 18th, Musk's Twitter starts to unlock previously banned accounts. Misogynist far-right influencer Andrew Tate was permanently banned from Twitter in 2017 after urging women to, quote, bear some responsibility for. Now he's back. Tate posts, I've decided to fly to the failed state of California, walk into Twitter HQ, and tell @Elon Musk he's a legend. On my way. 2 months later, Tate will be arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking and forming an organized crime group.
I think the unbanning of accounts on Twitter and allowing the most flagrant offenders that the previous administration had run to run wild and then elevate their content. I think that was the moment in which my opinion, perception, and hopes for Twitter went below 50%, never to recover. Like that was that singular thing.
December 8th, 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council resign. In their resignation letter, they cite research that found slurs against Black Americans and gay men jumped 195% and 58% respectively since Musk's takeover. 3 days later, the remaining members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council are dismissed. Musk then tweets that, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, a reference to a conspiracy theory that the COVID crisis was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th, having claimed he's a free speech absolutist, Musk bans @ElonJet, a Twitter account that tracks the movements of his private jet using publicly available data. Musk also bans the accounts of a number of journalists who have written about @ElonJet.
Now, this is something in which we would see often with the defender of free speech, Elon Musk, deciding to silence and ban accounts that he disagreed with or finds problematic for whatever reason. If you want to know just how big of a hypocrite Elon Musk is, he is the donor most visibly responsible for Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 election, and he calls himself the defender of free speech, yet by and large, the left-leaning and left-center media is deeply concerned about our freedoms to express ourselves under Trump's regime. Trump's regime, where he has promised carte blanche to the self-proclaimed defender of free speech. That is how meaningful and significant that moniker is.
February 12th, 2023. Ahead of the Super Bowl, both Musk and President Joe Biden tweet their support for the Philadelphia Eagles. Biden's tweet is seen 29 million times, Musk's just 9 million times. Incensed, Musk leaves the game early and calls an impromptu meeting of Twitter engineers at 2:36 a.m. Their job? To change the Twitter algorithm to artificially inflate the reach of Musk's tweets by a factor of 1,000, making him the preeminent presence on the site.
Two things I want to highlight here. One, how is it that our culture has elevated literally the thinnest, most insecure, most fragile personalities on the planet? I need to understand how the most fragile personalities on the planet are the ones that will be standing on stage in January of 2024 taking power. From people who put them there, who like to call other people snowflakes. The fact that they don't put two and two together with regards to any of this is largely baffling. But then if we had an answer to that, then election probably would have went different. It would have went real different. Second thing I want to highlight is it's often said that anything worth having is worth working for. What is the value of your likes and your retweets on a platform that you own and have manipulated to elevate the reach of your own tweets? I'm just trying to figure out, like, are you actually the person who thinks everybody likes the rich guy? Like, you really think it was your personality? Like, is that actually what you think?
July 23rd, Musk announces Twitter is now called X. August 25th, Donald Trump, once banned, returns to the platform by posting a picture of his mugshot from Fulton County Jail with the words, "Election interference, never surrender." Musk reposts the shot. 4 days later, X reverses Twitter's long-standing ban on paid political advertising.
What's that? Election interference? Coming right up.
November 15th, in a post promoting the racist conspiracy theory that Jewish people are importing immigrants to America to fix elections for Democrats, one ex-user writes, "Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them." Musk replies saying, "You have said the actual truth." In response, several advertisers, including Disney, Warner Brothers, and Comcast, paused their advertising on X.
Now, it's at this point I have to ponder how, and I'm directing this one at the Jewish community, so many were so won over by Donald Trump's sudden affinity for the Jewish people and the Jewish faith, as well as that of MAGA, when they have a long documented history of demeaning and dehumanization directed specifically at you. But somehow they were able to turn that around and direct accusations of anti-Semitism at Kamala Harris and the Democrats just in time for y'all to vote for him. That's crazy.
Musk then tells advertisers concerned by hate speech on the platform,
"Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself." Is that clear?
Over subsequent months, Musk will become obsessed with the false claim that Democrats are allowing immigrants into America to create more Democratic voters, in effect, stealing the coming election, sharing the claim numerous times with his followers and pushing it to tens of millions more who choose not to follow him. A year later, it will be revealed that Musk, a South African immigrant, worked illegally in the US in the 1990s.
You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. But if there's one thing that we have definitely learned as a result of all of this is immigrants and migrants, illegals, anything in that vein, terminology wise, only come from a certain part of the melanin spectrum. Yeah, that only comes from, it is technically impossible for Elon Musk to be an immigrant with an illegal job for melanin reasons.
November 25th, on X, Musk boosts the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, a long-debunked claim alleging high-profile Democrats ran a abuse ring from a Washington pizza restaurant.
I also find this too fascinating about where we are as a culture. How many times would a friend have to aggressively assert that something is true that you later find out to be false? Like literally just chasing you down and screaming it at you, because that is the epitome of him forcing his Twitter feed down everybody's throat. How many times would you let a friend do that to you, something that is later found out to be so completely false, before you stop listening to or trusting that person at all? Like, for me, if they're that aggressive in prosecuting a complete fabrication, that would be it. Like that would be it. Maybe one time, she thought it was right, but she ended up being wrong. I might give you another chance. But where are we at with Elon Musk? How is it that he can be so visibly so wrong so often, yet none of this comes with any level of accountability. And no, I'm not talking about legal accountability. I'm just talking about common sense accountability. Like the kind of thing where you see it and you know it to be false by virtue of the fact it says Elon Musk's name on it. That happened to me years ago.
March 25th, 2024. Musk loses a lawsuit against the Center for Countering Digital Hate. He'd sued them after they flagged a rise in hate speech after Musk bought Twitter. In his ruling, a U.S. district judge calls Musk's case vapid and says this case is about punishing the defendants for their speech. May 2024, Musk creates a political action committee which he calls America PAC. Its objective is to mobilize 1 million Republican voters in swing states in an effort to hand the election to Trump.
By the way, you might know America PAC for the ones that I alluded to out in Michigan. America PAC door knockers were flown to Michigan, driven in the back of a U-Haul, and told they'd have to pay hotel bills unless they met unrealistic quotas. One was even surprised they were working to elect Donald Trump.
Musk commits to putting tens of millions of dollars of his own money into the Get Out the Vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th. Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
I'm convinced the initial first draft of this video had like 10 minutes of JD Vance clips, but they had to cut it out for time, but y'all know what it was.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate.
So if you're scoring at home, phone calls from Silicon Valley billionaires, including Elon Musk, went to secure J.D. Vance, another product of Silicon Valley, as Donald Trump's vice presidential selection. And that was as he entered the fray of politics and pushing his money and doing everything that he could in order to get Donald Trump elected, which of course comes with him being potentially elevated into the cabinet or having some otherwise executive position. But MAGA would tell you they're down with the common folk. They actually made that fly. They were actually able to make that fly.
September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head up a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies.
Just a coincidence, right? Yeah, just a coincidence that you got all them cases that all of a sudden will go away, and you get to one up the he here for free speech. He just want to help the country though. He just wants to help the country. You could tell by how selfless he's been in his life up to this point. Just look at his relationships.
September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win to, quote, preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible.
How many things are we up to that would have ruined somebody else's career? Like up until we got to this point in our culture, Just in this video, it's like an 8-minute video, 9-minute video. I think I'm up to like 5-6 things that would have just ruined somebody else's career up to this point. So he definitely has that in common with Trump, because that is one of the key components of the Trump experience, is he gets to behave in a way that would have ruined anybody else's career weekly. I guess Musk isn't there yet. He just does it once a month, maybe. And as suspicious of a culture as we are at this particular point in time, when we love to connect dots, we love conspiracy theorists, the guy with the federal investigations who also wants to preserve the government contracts, entering into politics, promising a giveaway for registered voters, which has a questionable legality in and of itself, is just doing it because he loves free speech. Is that what I am to? Is that what y'all's takeaway? Wow.
October 4th, Musk posts, "Unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential." Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from US government space contracts.
There it is. And there it is. And there it was just buried beneath the conspiracy theory, lies, and racism. We just like, you know what? I've been down this conspiracy rabbit hole so long, I forgot to even push my anti-regulation. That's literally what I'm here for.
October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an ex-user and given by Musk to his America PAC.
One more time for those in the back.
October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an ex-user and given by Musk to his America PAC.
He took somebody's handle and gave it to his own America PAC. It's one thing if you took that handle and you gave it to, I don't know, the president, right? That'd be one thing if you decide to give it to the president, or you decide to give it to the White House, you decide to give it to, I don't know, Congress or something. No. He gave it to his America PAC. Just that by itself tells you everything you need to know.
That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, vote.
By now, he's moved with his senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal filings from Musk's Political Action Committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's revealed that another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim populations, the group is painting Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting that she's beholden to the beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine.
And that right there is a perfect distillation of how cooked our political system is right there. That is how cooked it is right there. I have expressed on so many occasions my immense frustration at the simultaneous allegations coming from both the Jewish and Muslim communities directed specifically at Kamala Harris and the Democrats. Make it make sense. Make it make sense while Donald Trump gets to platform folks that have been dehumanizing and demeaning Jewish people for decades, but then get the people, the rabbi, speak at MSG and talk about crushing jihad. With no brushback. And there it is. There you see. Truth be damned. Now I see why he loved free speech so much.
Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters. He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site.
Run that by me one more time.
October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site.
Okay, so the America First Patriots, the ones that are fighting to preserve our way of life by the people and for the people, are actively trying to trick people and misrepresent them on what exactly it is that Kamala Harris stands for. And you mean to tell me that these are the people, the ones trying actively to mislead the public? Now, this whole video is about misleading the public, but this is specifically mislead. You set up a whole fake website to mislead the public, but these are the people who get to call themselves patriots, the ones actively trying to misrepresent the American public. These people. If the will of the people was the thing that you were after, why would you ever need to mislead them? You would only need to mislead them if you thought or knew that the will of the people would choose somebody other than your party or candidate. That is the only reason why you would do something like that. And you actively, aggressively suppressing the will of the people makes you devoutly un-American, which I know hurts you particularly deeply, considering you don't consider yourself, an immigrant and all.
October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October. October 25th, the Wall Street Journal reports that Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022.
That's not a problem? Huh? That's not a problem for y'all? Because apparently it wasn't, because that's something that was reported and that was out prior to the election. He didn't hide. He didn't deny it. He wasn't denounced by Trump. Nothing. That's apparently not a problem for us anymore. Hey, what's the career ending count up to now? 38? All right.
October 27th, Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny, and threats of violence.
USA! USA! Why?
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election which have been viewed hundreds of millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of a convicted felon.
Amazing job led by donkeys. That was a fantastic encapsulation of just a lot of real seminal moments in the Elon Musk experience. I focus on a lot of the anti-black stuff, which they didn't even have time to get into on this particular video. That was incredibly well done. As far as where we go from here,